Um, wow. This movie bypassed stupid and went directly to goddamn insane. This quick review of the movie. Wonder Woman 84 is the equivalent of the ramblings of a madman. After seeing this movie, this was the first movie I've seen that after seeing it, I went, this movie needs to seek professional help. Okay? To the writers of this movie, sincerely, please seek professional help, because there is something about how your brain works that is fundamentally broken for you to have come up with this goddamn script. Okay? It's the only explanation. And for those of you who saw this movie and liked this movie and didn't have a problem with this movie, might I also suggest you seek professional help, because there has to be something about how your brain works that's fundamentally broken for you to be able to not have a problem and not see and notice and be okay with all the insanity in this movie. Now, what am I talking about? Well, bear with me and buckle up, because we're gonna dive head first down the rabbit hole of insanity that is this movie. To start off, what's Maxwell Lord's plan? What's Maxwell Lord? What is the core conflict meant to guide this, direct this movie? I don't know. Do you know what is here? Here's the best. This is what I was able to gather. What is his plan? Maxwell Lord has the Dreamstone in his hand and is going to become the Dreamstone so that he can grant other people's wishes and in return extract a cost from the individual, but is limited to whatever it is that individual can provide as a cost in the first place. As an example, when he goes to Cairo and he talks to the, I guess it was an Egyptian. I apologize if I get the nationality wrong, but he talks to the guy and goes, "What's your wish?" And he goes, "I wish for the return of my lands and there's the wall, the removal of heathens or something about that they couldn't come in or whatever." And in return, Maxwell Lord goes, "Okay, I want your oil." Except the guy sold the oil to the Saudis, meaning Maxwell Lord can't even extract what he wanted from the guy because he doesn't have it anymore. So the only thing Max takes is his safety or his security detail. He granted the guy his wish, and because the only thing, and he is not, and now Max is limited only to what that guy is able to provide. That's his plan. He goes to the preacher. And goes, "Okay, I've gotten rid of your, I'm having it that your sex tape issue is gone. In return, I want your congregation and your time slot." What in the name of all that is holy is Maxwell Lord's plan? For doing what exactly? This movie doesn't even have a coherent plot or plan in which Maxwell Lord is just doing stuff. You actually get to the point where he doesn't even need another person to make a wish. He actually goes, he'll make the wish, okay? And he'll be holding the hand of somebody and goes, don't you wish that what I wished for would come true? And then the other person goes, yes. And so the wish that Max made, not the wish that the other person made, Max makes a wish because the other person agrees to it, then the wish that Max made becomes true. And Max never actually extracts a cost from any of them, because who would he extract the cost from? Because he's going to people who have he wants to give wishes to people. Like, he starts off with, I'm giving wishes to people so that way I can extract what I can from them. And then eventually goes to asking, he has this loophole. This movie establishes a loophole where Max doesn't even have to have somebody make a wish. Max can make a wish on the other person's behalf. And what does he wish for? Using this loophole, that traffic would be fine. He goes to his driver. Don't you wish that traffic would part like the Red Sea? And the driver goes, why, yes, I would. Great! Wish granted! What? He goes to another guy. Don't you wish I had an audience with the President of the United States? What possible path to power does Max have in this movie? There is no overarching plot and cohesion to what the hell Max is doing. You have the one part where he talks to his son, and his son goes, I wish for your greatness. Well, what does that even translate into? Nothing! Shouldn't he become great after that wish? But he doesn't? Then he talks to the pastor and goes, this is taking too long. I need to talk to more people at once. For what? Your plan was to specifically grant wishes to particular people of power so that you could extract the cost of the wish. Now all of a sudden, you want to talk to a mass number of people and grant them wishes with absolutely no cost in return? What is going on? Because if he wanted to wish for his health, okay, he would simply grab somebody and go, don't you wish I was healthy and fine? Yes, I do. Boom, it's done. But no, he wants the pastor's congregation so that they can all hold hands and have a multiple set of prayer? For what purpose? And then he goes, I don't even know if would that even work. Wait a minute. Okay. How did Max know he could extract a cost from the people he gave wishes to in the goddamn first place? Before he even made the wish on the Dreamstone, his plan already was, I'm going to become the Dreamstone, because here's his plan, apparently. I'm going to become the Dreamstone, grant people their wishes, and then charge a cost for having granted them that wish. How did he know he could do that? How did he know that that would work? There's no way he would have known that that would have been possible. The closest we have to what his end goal is when he goes to the president and says, I want your power and authority and your respect of command and stuff like that. And then afterwards goes, what else is there? Because he also wants to be considered a foreign nation and total autonomy. But then after that he goes, what else is there? So he basically wants to be the president. He wants the respect and authority of the president, but not actually be the president. So how can the president grant Max? Because again, the only cost that he can extract from somebody is only what that person can possibly provide. Well, how in the name of God is the president going to be able to grant Max the respect and authority of the President of the United States? What are you doing, movie? How did you mold this incredible? This movie isn't. It's not that this movie is convoluted. It's goddamn incomprehensible. Okay. There's at the end of the movie. Okay. Wonder Woman goes to Max, and he's the satellites. He gets the satellites because, again, there is absolutely no understanding or explanation why Max needs to actually talk to all these people and grant them all their wishes with absolutely nothing in return. The only thing he asks for in return is for a couple of them goes, I want your health, I want your life force, I want your youth. But then he stops. But if one person asks for a wish, and that gives, when he gives the president his wish, he is literally he's gone. One person does that wish. What would happen to Max if 1 billion people all at once make a wish? He'd be in a goddamn coma. If one person making a wish causes his nose to bleed, his ears to bleed, a migraine, he can't even stand up. What would happen if a billion people, forget a billion, 30 million people make a wish all at once? What are you doing, movie? How? This is insane. This is beyond stupid. This is insane. But at the end of the movie, he's standing in that blue light, right? And he's got all the energy rolling on. First of all, what the hell is that blue light? Seriously, what? This movie is trying to incorporate that he has won, because he goes, the world is his to rule. No, it's not. It's not even close to being his to rule. All he's got by the end of this movie is control of Black Gold Industries, the security crew, okay? The congregation of the pastor and his time slot, because he talks to a bunch of two or three other people. We never get to know what their wishes are, and we never get to know what he extracted as a cost for it. So this movie literally doesn't even know what Max's overall goal is, and or even how he's gonna get it. Even this movie doesn't even know what Max's plan is or final end goal is, because Max doesn't have one. He's going from, I want to be president, I want the power and authority of the presidency of the United States, and then goes, now my plan is to give as many people wishes as possible at once for literally no inexplicable reason whatsoever. But the plan to actually get the particle beam. He's in the Oval Office, and he asks the president, what's that? And the president goes, that's the satellite system or whatever, and it's going to be, and it directs particle beams and fiddles with anything it touches. Now, because the movie used the word touch, and because the movie has established that Max has to touch things, and that for some reason, known only to the ramblings of the madman who thought this up in the goddamn first place, now suddenly needs to touch as many people as possible for whatever reason. He goes, we're going to use that so that he can use the satellite system to go on every television, and anybody that sees Max on TV, all they're doing, boys and girls, is they see Max on TV, and that is equivalent enough to touching him so that they can make a wish. How? What are you This isn't stupid. This is insane. This is a broken mind. I am almost jealous of the level of insanity necessary to how do you think this up on purpose? But it gets better. Because at the end of the movie, Wonder Woman, uses the lasso and gets rid of the camera. Max walks away. He's not even on camera anymore. He's not even using the particle beams to touch the televisions, because the people are looking at the screen and it's an empty screen. It's just the curtains that are there. Max isn't even on TV yet. For some reason, somehow, only explicable to an insane human being, the people's wishes are still being granted? How? What is going on? How are Max isn't even on this. Forget touching anybody anymore. That's gone. That whole, explanation has left the goddamn building. Then it gets reduced to, as long as you see Max on the television, that's close enough. Then the movie goes, nah, that actually has some sort of illogical sense in some way. Now we're gonna have it that you don't even have to see Max. You can just make a wish and it comes true. That's why there's all that energy surrounding Max, because everybody's making a wish. He should be having a migraine. He should be on the ground writhing in pain. Nah, that's how a sane person would have thought this movie would work. This is the ramblings of a madman. So he's standing in that blue aura. There's all this energy, and he's going, the world is mine to rule. No, it's not. No, it's not. He's not even close to, all he's doing is granting people their wish. How does that in any way equate to him making the world his to own and to rule? Not to mention, considering the fact that he has opened up a mass wishing situation. Gee, I hope nobody wishes that they were able to rule the world, because that would put a little crimp in his plans now, wouldn't it? Let's say he opens up communication to a billion, forget a billion people. We'll just stick to the United States, okay? We'll go 300 million. You know what? In case nobody has a TV, I'll make it even further, okay? 100 million people in the United States sees Max on the TV and he says, make a wish. Out of 100 million people, how many millions do you think wished that they would rule the world? Gee, I hope nobody else would come up with the idea of wanting to rule the world. Nah, only Maxwell Lord has the actual desire to want to rule the world. And then you have that pathetic, absolute pathetic speech by Wonder Woman, right? Gee, I hope nobody sees how the world is on the brink of nuclear disaster, and if only somebody were to go, gee, I wish that all these nuclear bombs would go away. I wish for world peace. Do you not think just as many people would wish for world peace? No, that's what a sane person would think. This movie goes, no, here's the plan. Everybody renounce your wish. You're insane. This movie is insane. I love this movie. It's glorious. This is the rabbit hole. This was a 2.5-hour journey into madness because it's insane, the entire goddamn movie. Everybody renounce your wish because nobody would have thought to go, I wish for world peace. I wish that the war between that's about to happen, that the nuclear holocaust that's about to happen would not happen. That is just about Max's plan on what the story is about. That's just the goddamn plan. I haven't covered anything else yet, and I'm 20 minutes into this video. Let's talk about some of my other favorite aspects of this goddamn movie. There's a scene where it's Wonder Woman and Steve. I'll get to Steve in a goddamn minute. Wonder Woman and Steve are in Max's office, and they just discovered the little rim thing that the stone, I guess, was in, right? And she goes, her lasso is powered by truth. What? The lasso's power is, if it goes on somebody, compels them to tell the truth. That somehow, because this movie is insane and the writers are insane, The writers took that line and went, no, 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 no. That's how the sane people think. This is how it works in this movie. It's not that the power compels people to tell the truth. No, no. The truth powers the lasso to compel a person to tell the truth. Now, I've heard that the truth shall set you free. I've heard that the truth will help ease a guilty conscience. I wasn't aware that truth had the power to lasso lightning bolts. Okay? Apparently, according to this movie, truth has the power to grant the lasso all the goddamn special abilities that it had in this movie. All the special abilities that the writers pulled out of their goddamn ass. Truth allows the lasso to split into two in the mall. The mall. My God, there is so much insanity in this movie. It's impossible to keep up. I'm going to try not to segue, so bear with me. Truth powers the lasso to do whatever the hell the movie needs it to do. Truth allows the lasso to, grab a lightning bolt. Oh, speaking of the lightning bolt, I thought her being able to lasso lightning was ridiculous. That's nothing. Because I will give you Wonder Woman being able to lasso lightning because it was so damn cool that you wanted to just accept it. Fine, I'll give you that one. Because now the lasso can grab clouds? It can grab clouds. Defend that insanity. You have to be, this isn't stupid anymore. This is insanity. To be able to come up with the fact that the lasso can grab clouds? Steve. I gotta talk about Steve. Diana wishes for Steve back. Except, for some reason, again, it would actually make sense, and what a sane person would do would go, we'll just have Steve's body just reappear and reform and whatever. The movie goes, nah, that's how a sane person would do it. Let's show you how an insane person would do this. They have the spirit or the ghost of Steve possess another person's body. That's what it is, boys and girls. That body is not Steve's. That's some guy. And the only reason we see Steve is because Diana sees Steve. But what Diana sees is the spirit or essence of Steve in somebody else's body. Why the hell does Steve need to possess another person's body? This is insane. And speaking of the person, does the person whose body Steve's ghost is possessing? Because that's what's happening, boys and girls. That's what's going on. Does the body that Steve's possessing, I don't know, does he have family, friends, a girlfriend, loved ones? I don't know, maybe a job? Like, if taking over that person's body actually led to some type of subplot or subway segue thing, then I'd be going fine. But there is none. He's possessing somebody else's body. Like, how does he even have the power to possess? The mall. You got these guys robbing the jewelry store. These are the dumbest thieves I've ever seen. These guys are a joke. They're running up the down escalator. There's a scene where the mall cop goes, "We need the police." I go, "Screw the police. You need the Keystone Cops, because this is a joke." And I'm watching this bumbling ass attempt. The guy doesn't want to go back to jail. So what's his plan? Now, if you were sane, if this was a sane person writing this movie and writing this script, what that guy would do was he would grab that girl, that little girl, and use her as a hostage to try to escape. But this movie is the equivalent of a madman and went, "No, we're not going to actually have it that he's going to hold the little girl hostage. That makes sense. Here's what you do in this movie. He's going to hold that little girl over the railing." For what? It serves no purpose. Like, if he at least held the girl hostage and had his hand around her neck and saying, "Stay back or I'll choke her," or something, and ran to the exit, you had something. But this movie's going, "I'm insane. And here's how insanity works in this movie. I'm going to have this guy." Then we have the overall fact that this movie was trying to have Wonder Woman dealing with these thieves as an action scene. This is Wonder Woman who took on a German battalion. This is Wonder Woman who took on and defeated Ares. This is the Wonder Woman who went in that tower with the Nazis. That scene where there was all those Nazis and they were all trying to shoot her, and you have Wonder Woman slipping and sliding and punching and blocking with the book. Remember how cool that action scene was? You have that. And this movie tries to make these bumbling thieves the equivalent of that scene from the first Wonder Woman movie. This was embarrassing. I hate to actually say this, but those thieves are actually beneath Wonder Woman's pay grade. Okay? Then the cameras. So, first off, why does Wonder Woman destroy the security cameras in the first place? Because she doesn't want to be discovered? Okay. Any particular reason why? No. It's not like the movie goes, Diana doesn't want the world to know that, Wonder Woman is saving lives in DC for the last, I don't know how long, even though numerous people have already eyewitnessed her exploits. So, because again, every time she goes out and does whatever she does to help people, dozens of people see her. But the fact that nobody actually has her on camera or on video is okay? Half of DC probably has already seen her in action because she's been active in DC for a couple of years, I believe. So everybody knows she's there. Everybody's seen her at work, But because there's no video of her, that what's this thing? If you don't actually have proof of her, she's like Bigfoot. She's like Bigfoot. Okay? If you don't actually have video proof of her existence, she's just an urban legend. Even though half of DC has seen her in action at one point or the other. Okay, so she destroys the security cameras, right? Like she takes out her tiara, throws it like Captain America's shield because I don't know, why not? Because if a shield can do it, why can't a tiara? So she destroys the cameras. Now, here's the thing. Now, why would that, now being a sane individual, why would that even matter? Unless you're insane and you think security cameras are powered by magic, so that when you destroy the camera, you also magically destroy all the video the camera recorded before it was destroyed. Oops! That's how security cameras work, boys and girls. They record everything the surveillance camera surveys, and it gets, recorded in the security room or control room or whatever. But this movie thinks that security cameras are magical items, that when you destroy the actual camera, you destroy the hours of tape it already recorded. Why else would she destroy the camera? Unless the movie thinks that's how security cameras work. Why is half of what's going on even going on in this movie? Like, the airplane. So, Wonder Woman and Steve go to this airport hangar that Wonder Woman just happens to have a security pass to enter because... And then she goes to Steve, pick a plane. Now, I'm already figuring out all the stupid of this situation because Steve is, I believe, a World War II fighter pilot, okay? He's supposed to somehow figure out how to fly a plane from the 1980s, a level of technology way beyond what he's able to understand. But that's okay, he's a pilot. Except Steve doesn't even understand that this movie has Steve unable to figure out what a stationary bicycle is. Okay? This guy can't figure out that a stationary bicycle can't be ridden outside. He was confused. He was stumped by a stationary bicycle, but no, a plane with technology he doesn't even know about. That's fine? You're insane. You're insane. This movie's insane. The writing's insane. And you fans of this movie, you're insane. How do you see that and not go, what am I watching? But then, in about 10 minutes later, something happens. Then he sees the controls, and I'm going, there's no way he's going to be able to fly the plane. There's no way he's going to even know about how to navigate the plane. He doesn't even know he has enough fuel to even get where they are going, because he doesn't know what the fuel consumption is. He doesn't know what the tank holds. None of it. I can think of like a dozen things about how him using the plane is absolutely stupid. That actually pales in comparison to what ends up happening like 10 minutes later. Wonder Woman hasn't been able to make anything in the last 50 years. The last thing she was able to make invisible was a cup. Okay? That was what, 50 years ago. But was somehow able, without any problem, with the first try, was able to render the entire airplane invisible. Then we have the scene near the end. You have Wonder Woman fighting Cheetah. I'm not even going to deal with all that because that's way too much. I'm just going to focus on one spot. They're in the water, and Diana sees the severed live cable, right, with all the electricity flowing through it, right? And you see all the sparks or whatever. She sees that cable slowly approaching into the water, right? And goes to Barbara, I think, the girl, the Dr. Barbara, sorry. Goes to the Cheetah and goes, renounce your wish. She goes, no. And Diana goes, I'm sorry. And the live cable, okay, enters the water, okay, and electrocutes electrocutes Cheetah. Yet somehow doesn't electrocute Wonder Woman, who, just to let you know, in case you weren't aware, was in the water right beside Cheetah in the goddamn first place. How does that work? Was the electricity going, no, we're gonna bypass the magical aura of truth within the lasso and somehow avoid electrocuting Wonder Woman and just... like, for those of you who saw that scene, okay, did any of you wonder and go, hey, how come Wonder Woman didn't get electrocuted? Did any of you even notice? This is what I mean by this is beyond stupid. Your brain has to be broken in such a way that you saw Cheetah being electrocuted, understood how and why Cheetah got electrocuted, but somehow missed how it didn't affect Wonder Woman. I could go on because God knows I didn't even cover half the insanity that this movie was full of. How did you enjoy the trip down the rabbit hole of insanity that is this movie? Okay? And I didn't cover half of it. Yeah, this. And I hope they make another one because it's this insanity is the only enjoyment that this movie could provide. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the goddamn special effects, on not only on how pathetic they were, but the absolute laziness of it. Because at the end of the movie, right, Wonder Woman learns how to fly because she learned that flying is just wind and air. This is the type of logic an insane person would use to go on the top of a roof of a high building and go, I can learn how to fly because I understand air currents now. That's the level of insanity that allowed the writers to make it so that Wonder Woman could fly. But then, so she's flying and she's, turning around. She's like spread eagled, I guess, or whatever, and she's facing up. The movie has it that her hair is hanging down as if she was, laying down on a table or something. Just, they didn't even put any, in the Superman movie from the goddamn 70s, put more effort in trying to make Christopher Reeve look like he was flying than this movie put into trying to make it look like Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot was trying. This is insane. This was insane on so many levels. It was fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating. I could go on, but I'm pretty sure hardly anybody's gotten this far anyway, so I'm done. Yeah, that was Wonder Woman 84. That was just some of Wonder Woman 84. Just I'm out of here. See ya.